Hello and welcome back to Umineko When They Cry, episode 40, which I find fitting because we will officially be finishing episode 2 today with our tea party. Oh, what an ending last time, huh? Let's get into this. Purgatorio, yet again. Rosa awoke from her doze. It must have been a very deep sleep. Her mind was hazy and she wasn't thinking clearly. Where is this? It felt like some mansion, but it didn't seem to be the Ushirmia mansion. Okay, so if Rosa's here, so it must be the people who are still alive by the end of the episode, which means Rosa Maria Genji, because Kinzo and Battler were killed by the goats. Let's see, everyone's dead, but let's see what they have to say. Missing. He finally reached the Golden Land he so desired to see. However, since a fool was unwilling to accept it, the magic was wasted once again. Even so, he was probably happy. After all, he managed to be reunited with the Golden Witch, if only for a brief time. Afterwards, he was crushed a bit and eaten by demons and went to hell. Yes, so they're all the same. Ooh, oh, Battler's just gone. Hello? Oh my goodness. Beatrice isn't there, but Battler's gone. Is it because he's furniture, so he's no longer a member of the family? Ooh, that's something. Okay. Missing. Selfless furniture seeks nothing but repose in the Golden Land. However, since a fool obstinately rejects the Golden Land, it seems his time of repose is unlikely to come soon. Afterwards, he was torn to pieces and eaten by demons and went to hell. Missing. In the Golden Land, she finally found a treasure more precious than gold. However, it only lasted a brief time. Because of a fool, she was forced to once again lose what she had finally found. Afterwards, she was chewed into a pulp by demons and went to hell. Missing. In the Golden Land, she learned that her mother still truly loved her. At least for now, she is satisfied. Whew. She could see a room that looked like a parlor. There was some tea that had been prepared. It had probably been made for her. Oh. Is this a new song? This sounds new. Around the room, some glitter that looked like gold leaf drifted about, making the scene look quite fantastical. When she eventually realized that they were gold butterflies, it further strengthened that impression. There was someone across from her. A woman. A lady. It was the portrait's witch, who is now here. But it is still the same portrait, or same description, so I won't repeat it. She seemed to be having a one-sided conversation. She was probably talking to Rosa, but Rosa, whose mind was clouded up by a deep fog, didn't have a clue what was being said. Choose whatever you please. If there is anything you want, I'll give it all to you. You can think of it as a reward for your good luck, or else a proper compensation for how you've answered to my demands. It may have been a truly trivial matter from your perspective. However, the deal was important enough to me to be deserving of this reward. What is she talking about? I don't know. I don't know. It's just that I am very much a witch. Perhaps you'd best ask for something only a witch can give you. What a rare chance this is, to actually receive the favor of Beatrice the Golden. Me. Finally, Rosa started to feel the blood flowing through her body. Her movements were still sluggish, and she couldn't even voice the words she was thinking. I am commonly called the Golden Witch. Bestowing a mountain of gold like the one I gave Kinzo is trivial to me. After all, you can measure all the pleasures of the human world with money. Therefore, gold is no more or less than the manifestation of the human world's pleasures. Can you imagine it? A mountain of gold that you couldn't use up as long as you lived. As the witch blew on her pipe, multicolored smoke enshrouded their surroundings. Oh wow, where are we going? Where are we going? As she did this, the inside of the parlor was suddenly filled with stacks of gold ingots. It looked like a shining gold-colored wall. If each ingot was worth several 10 million yen, how much would all of this be worth? It seemed sinful to even think of such a number. However, the human world is difficult. I know there are some things that cannot be settled, no matter how high into the sky you pile up gold. I know there are cracks that cannot be filled. I won't make light of that, which is why this is a gift that only a witch such as I can give. Why don't I fill those cracks in for you? Yes, how about this? It's something only I can give. You should be very happy. Oh? No need to thank me out loud, I can tell right away. It's written on your face and in the corners of your heart. Rosa felt a touch of discomfort at this witch, who kept on talking even though Rosa hadn't uttered a single word. But since she still couldn't manage to speak and was so helpless that it was difficult to even move a finger, she couldn't do anything but listen. How far must the deep wounds in your heart recede before they can be healed? This is deep, quite deep indeed. Sometimes wounds close up while a fragment of foreign matter remains inside. Even when such wounds appear to have healed, they continue to throb for all eternity. Sometimes you have to open the wound once more in order to heal it completely. As the witch spoke, she stared deep into Rosa's eyes. What in the world was she peering at? Rosa felt uncomfortable, but she couldn't look away. So your pain was already fated by the time of your birth. How heartbreaking. You don't have to say it. I understand. I understand. Rosa was gradually being sucked into the witch's eyes. Then the world grew dark, spinning around and around as she was sucked in. Rosa, Rosa, why are you such an idiot? Oh, that's Kraus Nissan's voice. Kraus Nissan is a real adult, so he's very smart. So he hated this stupid kid Rosa. He was a very scary person. He was often hit, and my toys were taken from me and broken. I was apparently being punished for something bad I'd done, but I never really understood what it was or why I was being punished. Wasn't Kraus like a grown adult? By the, by the time she was born, or at least close to being a grown adult? Why was... Bro needs to get a life. Why is he bullying his younger sibling? was always punished suddenly and then later told what the punishment was for, in a forced manner. But it was always something I didn't remember doing, so I really hated Krasny-san. Rosa, Rosa, is this Ava? Why are you such an idiot? Oh, that's Ava Nissan's voice. Ava Nissan is a real adult, so she's very smart. So she hated the stupid kid Rosa. She was always a very sly person, and she often lied to me, tricked me, bullied me all the time. Apparently I was stupid, and she said it was only natural for stupid people to be swindled by those smarter than them. So I wanted to become a wise person like Ava Nissan, and listen to what she said, but when I obeyed her, for some reason, someone always got really mad at me. So I really hated Ava Nissan. Let me guess. Rudolph. Rosa, Rosa. Why are you such an idiot? Oh, that's Rudolph Nissan's voice. Rudolph Nissan really knows how to get things done. Oh, he's not smart, apparently. Look how the other two are adults, so they're smart. But he just knows how to get things done. So he hated the stupid kid Rosa. When Krasny-san was around, he would be friendly with Krasny-san. When Ava Nissan was around, he would be friendly with Ava Nissan. And when Krasny-san wasn't around, he would be violent like Krasny-san. And when Ava Nissan wasn't around, he would play dirty like Ava Nissan. And even though he was also bullied most of the time, when Krasny-san and Ava Nissan weren't around, he gave me 2 people's worth of bullying. So I really hated Rudolph Nissan. Oh, but these are my memories from when I was a kid. It's common for unfair things to happen between kids, and you mustn't hold on to grudges for such things forever. With time, those memories get buried away, and forgetting them bit by bit is supposed to be part of growing up and becoming an adult. So becoming an adult is the same as separating yourself from all those memories. And because of that, no matter how much time passed, Rosa couldn't become an adult. Even though she had been blessed with a daughter called Maria and was called a mother, she did not at all feel like she'd become an adult. The witch pitied her for that, and she smiled, saying that she could heal that pain herself. How can I heal you? It's possible, but not easy. I might rewind time and giving you a world where you have no older siblings. But that way your memories of being hurt by your older siblings wouldn't remain. And in that sense, while you might call it a gift, you wouldn't be able to accept it. A person is only satisfied when their starvation is healed. But if you make it so they never starved in the first place, none of them will thank you. Just like how there are no young people who give thanks for their daily gluttony. Understand? I think she's telling me something really complicated. In short, even if she makes it so I never had older siblings, that wouldn't remove my pain. Maybe that's what she's saying. Strictly speaking, that's not quite right. Healing isn't the same thing as removing pain. It's the pleasure we earn as compensation for withstanding pain. Therefore, removing the pain isn't healing. To know the joy of healing, you have to know the pain. Which means you must know joy in order to compensate for your pain. You should be proud of your past sufferings. After all, they are what make it possible for you to know pleasure that those without pain will never experience. Those who experience this pleasure cannot help but pass on the same joy to others. Oh, where to now? When the witch snapped her fingers, even though the room was still filled with a mountain of gold and had already lost all semblance of reality, a fabulous tablecloth appeared on top of the table, and a wonderful meal was laid out, almost as though it was the opening of a banquet in a castle from some fairy tale. For an instant, Rosa truly did feel a pleasurable surprise at how fabulous it was, but at the same time, she felt a bit of anticlimax. After all, she didn't think being bullied by her siblings could be wiped away by just one meal, no matter how delicious. Food is the source of many human pleasures. You simply must eat like a pig as long as you live. If one meal isn't enough, then have as many as you want. Until the pain of your heart is healed, why not continue this gourmet blanket? A banquet? Oh my god, what the... I don't know what that one was from. Begin it. Furniture. As the witch clapped twice, there were suddenly 2 goat-head servants there. They began to prepare the meal. From the beautiful dishes adorning the table, they efficiently took some food and began to pile it up on Rosa's plate. It really did look delicious, but Rosa's body still felt as heavy as lead, and there was no way she'd be able to eat. Maybe they also understood that. The goat-head servants tied a napkin around Rosa's collar and gallantly brought a glass of before-dinner alcohol to her mouth, tilting it for her. She remembered an old servant who had once carried rice porridge to her mouth when she was laid up with a high fever. She couldn't drink it well, and it dripped down from her mouth, but she felt the fragrant sweetness spread throughout her mouth. It's a sweet aperitif of noble, wrought German-made wine. A wine cocktail of white wine mixed with a crimson golden drop. If I had to give it a name, I'd call it a bloody grouse. Soaked with just the golden drop of your brother's blood that was squeezed out of a compressor. Rosa coughed violently. Shit. And the bright red that stained her face made it look as though she had coughed up blood. You know a lot about black tea, so you should know what it means, right? Golden drop refers to the last drop in a drink. It is called the most precious drop in a black tea. So a golden drop of blood is the same. The last and most precious drop of blood squeezed out of a human. We squeeze it using that. As the witch snapped her fingers, a bright red veil that had been set up before something large was removed. The solemn and massive machine there was just like a coffin for a large-sized person, with many large bulb-like things stuck to it, and it looked like a sinister torture device. Oh, okay. Fun. By its unnerving shape, she could tell that with a human strength it could be used to tighten and compress something. And it seemed that there was still some squeezed dregs remaining, because of the bright red remains that stained it. But you can't take more than one golden drop at once. No matter what kind of human you take it from, you can't get more than one drop. But I am a witch. Reviving a person is easy for me. When the witch snapped her fingers, the human compressor suddenly began to shake. No, she could also hear a groan. It looked almost as though someone sleeping in that man-sized coffin had woken up and was now struggling to get out. But I was wrong. What was inside definitely had been squeezed dregs. Using her magic, the witch had once again revived the squeezed dregs to show how they'd been before they were squeezed. 3 goat-head servants with muscular physiques approached the compressor and forcefully started tightening the large bulb. As they did, an unearthly moan came from inside the coffin. Rosa thought she knew the owner of that voice. Because it's Kraus, I actually don't mind this too much. No offense. Or maybe full offense, It is fitting for cooking to be done in the kitchen. Enough, stands back. Are we going to a kitchen? Do you understand how precious a golden drop is? To have it stained this crimson requires that several dozen people's worth be squeezed. The witch definitely said that only one golden drop could be taken from a single human. and yet she had dozens of people's worth of golden drops from a single human. Only a witch could do this. The Golden Witch Beatrice could kill a single human endlessly. In other words, before Beatrice, even death did not mean freedom. Do you need me to put it a different way? Have you forgotten the day this man hit you, when you swallowed the blood that ran into your mouth? That's right, remember that taste. Remember the taste of the tears that you spilled until you were dry. I believe this aperitif will be sufficient to heal that regrettable memory. Once again, the goat-head servants tilted a deep red glass against her mouth. Rosa tried resisting by closing her lips, but the deep red liquid was relentlessly poured into her mouth, which hung open with shock. And the inside of her mouth was filled with a ghastly sweetness. It definitely was a fragrant sweetness. The living blood of her brother, who had given her such hateful thoughts and made her soak her pillow so many times, had been collected from his death, repeated dozens of times. How could this crimson-stained wine not be sweet? But Rosa tried to spit it out. Because of that, the deep red wine that spilled out of Rosa's mouth looked just like a blood stain. Now that she knew that this ghastly substance wasn't a simple aperitif, Rosa couldn't help but feel uncomfortable about what would happen if this banquet continued. That is a double-tongued salad made from vegetables in season. On your 9th birthday, you made a wish that you'd someday get to chew this to bits. This salad made from Ava's tongue. Oh dear. I don't want to imagine what Rudolph's been made into. When Rosa heard the true nature of the pink-colored meat piled up in the salad, she had a sudden impulse to vomit her guts out. Furthermore, the goat servant stuck a fork in it and carried it to Rosa's mouth. How does your double-tongued sister taste? It must be quite soft and enchanting, right? It probably would be quite sweet, soft, and enchanting in her mouth. After all, Ava's lies were always sweet, and young Rosa had always listened to them. And you might say the stimulating pepper seasoning expressed the truth behind those lies well. As the tongue salad that kept being pushed into Rosa's mouth was covered with saliva, she spat it out. But the goat-head servants carefully returned it to the plate and carried it to Rosa's mouth over and over again. It goes without saying that I made this salad liberally, using 5 of Ava's tongues. You can't get more than 1 tongue out of a person, but I can get them over and over. As Rosa's tears dripped down, she resisted frantically. However, the only way she could resist was by refusing to swallow. Even if she didn't swallow it, the taste of the French dressing increasingly permeated Rosa's mouth. Does it not please you? There's lots more. Sea bass pie wrapped in the skin of Rudolph's face, soup with boiled brains, liver pate, and look forward to dessert. It's not just your siblings, see? I've lavishly assembled all of those whom you have trusted, and yet by whom you were betrayed. Why don't we continue this banquet for all eternity, until your heart is satisfied? For all eternity. You're happy, right, Ushumi Rosa? Don't pretend you hate it. I know that you're actually happy, Kay. If you want to laugh, then do so. And if you won't feel better until you've had a raw performance of your annoying older sibling's screams, I'll let you hear them as much as you like. Fear not, your reluctance doesn't trouble me. That's just your personality, right? On the inside, you're actually so happy that your skin is crawling all over. And yet on the outside, you're merely pretending that all this causes you pain, yes? It's all right. Here, there's no need to worry about honor or your public image or anything, so laugh as much as you want and chew it to bits. Isn't this the best banquet, Ushumi Rosa? Please, stop. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to leave dessert as a surprise, but let me reveal it now anyways. Maybe that will be enough incentive for you to eat up the full course. Your dessert is that beloved daughter that you had to keep pretending to love. Oven-baked Maria with apples. Doesn't that sound yummy? Once you eat this, you will be released from everything. Freedom, you see, freedom. Finally, Rosa will gain freedom as an individual person. Aren't you happy? You should be happy. Drool is hanging from your mouth. Just try looking in a mirror. Suddenly, a muscular goat cook was holding Maria under his arm, and Maria gazed at Rosa with a face that was only slightly sad. Mama, was I a burden? You weren't a burden. As Rosa spat out the food that was continually being carried to her mouth, she was covered with filth and saliva and blood. She resisted filthily and screamed. If you think I'm a burden, I don't mind if you eat me. After all, I'm always doing horrible things to you. Even when you bring a man over, I can't stay quiet. When you spend the night out with a man, I get lonely and unruly and make a mess of my room. When I go to search by myself, I get lost, the police pick me up and you're shamed. When you don't come home for several days and I cry and have to be consoled by the neighbors, you're shamed. Because I'm like this, I'm a burden to Mama. Sorry for being bored. So I'll become delicious oven-baked apples for Mama's sake. And then, maybe Mama will be happy I exist for the first time. Maybe she'll hate me and think I'm delicious. Isn't it delicious? Be choked up with tears and gratitude. Your daughter is saying this much for you, right? Oven-baked apples and your beloved daughter make for the best dessert. You've managed to raise such delicious ingredients. Aren't you the best mother, Ushimia Rosa? Oh my god. Mama, thanks for everything. Bye-bye. Wait, Maria, that's wrong. Stop it already, no. We don't want something like this. Please stop, please forgive me. No, stop it already. Don't put it in my mouth. Have you been satisfied with my hospitality? Then I'll have you accept it, that I am a witch. Proclaim it. Ushimia Rosa accepts that Beatrice is a witch. I accept it. Ushimia Rosa accepts that Beatrice is a witch. So give Maria back. Release me. I finally made you acknowledge it. That crafty battler has already surrendered, and I made Rosa, the fool who denied me even after being invited to Golden Land, accept it. Perfect. It's perfect. I've accomplished my perfect victory. Come, bring Maria. Prepare a delicious oven roast for Rosa. No, Maria. Looks delicious. Slice up your cow tits and make me a sandwich. Wait, is that Battler? Oh my god, that's Battler. That voice. Did Battler just tackle her? An arm grabbed the back of the witch's head and smashed her face into the table. Oh my god. As it did, the witch broke to pieces, turned into a cloud of gold butterflies, and reformed into her body a short distance away. Battler? You bastard! Oh, I thought you'd surrendered so far that even your soul was furniture. Me too. But while I was listening to that gross recipe, I started to get a little hungry. Growing boy, you know. Now I feel like eating a whole roast witch. And Maria, it's 10 years too early for you to talk about having someone eat you up. But in 10 years, you better say that to me. Promise what? Battler, what do you mean by that? Promise. Battler-kun, Sorry to keep you waiting, Aunt Rosa. I'd forgotten. This is a one-on-one fight between me and this woman. It's totally wrong for me to give in. Thanks to you hanging in there, I've gotten my will to fight back. This person, he gave up down to the depths of his soul and surrendered to me, didn't he? I see. He doesn't know when to give up. Just what I'd expect from Umineko grandchild. So the chick of a phoenix is a phoenix after all. How dashing, how amusing. I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have you any other way, battler. Try to deny me, I'll completely and thoroughly smash you to bits. Let me make you surrender over and over again. I'll teach you, one who has licked my shoes, the taste of defeat over and over again. No problem. I'll teach you that I, Ushumi Battler, am a man who can stand back up even after crawling through mud. I've never been invincible in a fight. I've lost loads of times. But I'll definitely crawl through the mud and stand up again. And then I'll finish this. In a man's fight, you don't lose until you accept defeat, no matter how much you get beat up. Don't think I'm out just because you took a shot at me. I'll give you a good show, Beatrice. I'll accept your challenge, Ushumi Battler. Furniture began preparations for the next game. Oh, we're doing it again, aren't we? All over again. While we're waiting, why don't you tell me all about it? There were a lot of closed rooms in this game. Using red, I've smashed to bits most of the methods by which you've tried to talk yourself out of them. What other evasive quibbles will you show me now? The lock to the chapel, the lock to Jessica's room, the lock to the servant room, the lock to Nazi's room, the lock to the parlor? Use your bizarre specialty. Those delusions, rantings, daydreams, and bluffs, all slanted with ridiculous, incredible turns of events, and show how you can thoroughly deny me. It's useless. It's all useless. Oh? Yep, we're in for it now. Oh, yeah. Got some credits. Do we get another, tea party of those who are not human? I would enjoy to see that. But, for now, I'll let this one play out. It's just our credits, I believe. Our wonderful composers. I assume. Some of these names look familiar. Some of them I can't read. Most of them I can't read. I said it was a pretty good tea party, though. Disturbing. Naturally. But, gosh, I can't wait to do it all over again! Yeah. It's a nice song. Sorry, I really don't know what to say here. Other than, I hope we enjoyed episode 2 as much as we did 1. I'm gonna assume it gets crazier from here. Yes? But, you know, I wouldn't want anything less than crazy. In fact, I think I'd be disappointed if it became more boring, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know if I should cut this part out or not. You know what? Feel free to fast forward, because I actually don't feel like cutting this out. You could sit through all this if you want to, or you can fast forward to the next part where something's actually happening. because I assume I'm gonna get more tips or whatever, like I did last time, and I'm hoping another tea party. I would really like to see what our witches have to say. Oh, we're almost there. When They Cry 3. You know, I was really confused for a while why it was the third one when it was the second game, but then I forgot that Higurashi was put up in two parts, just like Umineko was. So, that's why Umineko's 3 and 4. Oh, that could have been a good talking. Oh, a delicious snack. Complete the second tea party. And I've got a new element. That means we did get another tea party. Let's go and do that one. Oh, that means does that mean our screen's gonna change again? I hope so, actually. Welcome to the tea party of those who are not human. Well then, did you find that game enjoyable? When a game's that one-sided, it goes beyond riveting and becomes boring. My, but you're as harsh as always. Considering how proud I was to have created a development so impactful that it might satisfy even a boredom-hating Lady Bankestelle, this response is quite harsh. So I'm assuming it's the same as it was last time. Oh. Ooh, but we get no... Wait, this is new. And we also have no execute revive button. Hold on, let me read these. Beatrice, the endless witch who has lived for 1,000 years. She's known for being exceptionally cruel even among witches. She loves bullying the weak and is capable of using trial and error endlessly to give the cruelest fate they can possibly be given. And she toys with her victims even further by piling on one after another. This witch is extremely powerful, but word has it that she sometimes becomes obsessed with creating certain patterns, so that her means end up becoming her goals. Bankestelle, the Witch of Miracles who has lived for 1,000 years. Her vast power is capable of creating all kinds of miracles, but her heart has broken a bit as a result. Back when she was a human, Lambda Delta once imprisoned her within a cruel fate, toying with her the whole time. As a result, it seems she's unable to abandon others who are caught within a similar fate. Theoretically, she's a witch with the greatest of powers, but in practice, this is no more realistic than folding a piece of paper 100 times so that it reaches the moon. Yet, she did fold it 100 times. Oh? Well, I'll admit it was impactful. However, it was horrible as a fair game. Unless you make the conditions a bit more even. Are you saying there's no way to win? Not even for Lady Bankestelle? I wonder what you mean by that, Beto. There's no need to try and fool me. I already know that you're no bystander. Were you planning on hiding it? You're an outrageous person to come into someone else's territory from such a great distance to work against them. You came to watch from the sidelines and probably to push strongly for my defeat. I've guessed right, haven't I? And if so? Truly amusing. That I should be granted a chance to fight against Lady Bankestelle, the strongest of witches who defeated Lady Lambda Delta, is truly a pleasure. Yes, I'm also pleased. I came all this way because I really wanted to see you, brimming with confidence, fall apart and lose. What an honest person! Even so, it would be such a shame if the contest between me and the great Lady Bancastel was resolved without at least one observer. You called her here, didn't you? I have to do another voice, don't I? Oh man. Oh man. That kid. Oh man. Oh. Halloween party. Oh dear. Oh my gosh, what kind of voice? What kind of voice? No, I'm not prepared for this. I'm not prepared. She seems like she'd be really, really posh. Like overwhelmingly so. Like kind of like an Ava level kind of voice. I found you! I finally found you, Bancastel. How are you, Lambda? Looks like you've got lots of spare time too. I wonder if it's the fate that the pair who hate boredom should run into each other again. Stupid kid! Can't you see? You only won against me because of a little lack and a problem of compatibility. After all that, you became such a brag. And now you're even picking a fight with Beatrice. Shouldn't you learn your place? Beatrice is so strong, and she's even more brutal than I am. Just a bit. And by the way, don't go shortening people's names without their permission. You're dumb too, Beto. If this kid's in your game, she'll make a mess of everything. I certainly didn't bring Lady Lambda Delta here to watch from the sidelines. After informing me that you were betting against me, she said that she would bet against you. New Witch. Oh my, she had a very pink outfit. Hold on. Oh. Quite short. Okay. Lambda Delta, the Witch of Certainty who has lived for 1,000 years. She embodies the idea that hard workers are rewarded and is revered even by humans. Though she is a witch, she does not stray far from the concept of humans. For that reason, her power as one worshipped by humans is incalculable. However, she is fickle about whose efforts she chooses to reward, and in many cases, she bestows her favor upon those who entertain her the most. Her immense, swift, and terrifying power can make any witch surrender in an instant. However, she is often reckless, and Bancastel was able to take full advantage of that. My. You're still holding a grudge, aren't you? Because I'm the strongest witch in the universe. But I'm after you, which means I'm not the strongest. So any enemy of yours is my ally. And there you have it. With the great Lady Bancastel as our opponent, this may not even count as a handicap, but it should make for good entertainment. Do as you like. Now that I've been exposed, allow me to get serious. Oh, that would be well. Going easy has never been written in my dictionary. Lady Lambda Delta, let us enjoy our precious time together. Yeah, I'll be counting on you, Lady Beatrice. I've been betrayed pretty bad by her too. Until the two of us smash her up and play her back double, I won't be able to rest. I'll be counting on you, Lambda. And you, Beto. No matter what we fight over, this will be a very significant battle for us all. That's right! Of course, I don't plan on losing, but we've got to go beyond who wins and who loses. After all, we hate boredom. The three witches giggled, cackled, and guffawed. Lambda Delta feels like a giggle, Beatrice is a cackle, I guess Bancastel's a guffaw. That's right. I should thank you, Beto. It looks like I'll finally be able to escape my boredom. Do your best to entertain me, along with Lambda Delta. Leave it to me. If we're decided, Beto, Then let's start a strategy meeting right now. I know all of this girl's weak points, and I'll teach you all of them. And yet, Lady Lambda Delta, you were defeated by her. I won't tell you, I won't tell you. So... She's never bothering, that Lady Lambda Delta. Isn't she? Take care of her. She gets lonely easily. I see. So she's one of those that are popular these days. As expected from Lady Lambda Delta. Quite cutting edge. Go already. That kid's waiting for you. That kid's waiting for you to chase after her. Then, if you'll excuse me, see you next game. Is she gonna talk to us again? I'm sorry. That troublesome one came, but don't mind it. More importantly, things sure got ugly. I thought I experienced a very tragic end in Lambda's game, but this one is exceptionally horrible. I can't say I don't understand why you're hugging your knees and closing up your heart. If you meet a fate like that a few more times, it'll take a lot less than 100 years to kill your heart. Beto saw through me, so I'll confess. You are now just like I was in the past, when I was imprisoned inside Lambda's world, shut inside a labyrinth of cruel fate, tormented by a witch in a manner of speaking. I am a witch who was born from there, so maybe I'm like an older sister to you. So I decided that I'd lend you my power. However, even compared to my fate, yours is truly brutal. Not only do I sympathize with you, I'm almost brought to tears by your tragic fate. But please don't lose heart. Please don't submit to Beto no matter what. Certainly that child's game is quite unfair. I've only been allowed a glimpse of the game board. But the unfair and clever devices set up on the stage are so disgusting that I imagine they far surpass those on Lambda Delta's game board. And what's even more frightening is that when that kid moves a piece, she doesn't always make the best possible move. This is where she's very different from Lambda. Lambda always uses an overpowering number of pieces to make the best possible move in order to win, but Beto sometimes intentionally goes easy on her opponent when she moves her pieces. Since, when we're in trouble, we try to seek out our opponent's strategy by looking at their moves. This creates a very formidable amount of noise in our information that might cause a troublesome amount of disorder. However, as in chess, though a player might be able to create some noise from their opponent with a useless move, they'll still miss out on the more valuable move they avoided. In other words, it's not like your opportunities to take advantage of this are zero. Although you may not be able to believe it, that analogy holds true for this game as well. Even though those developments looked so overpowering, there actually was a weak point. A weak point that almost looks like she wanted you to take advantage of it. Though I don't know if it's a trap or if she's testing us. Anyway, don't surrender. Don't stop thinking. Don't deny any possibility. As long as you continue to hold the will to fight, Beto will not win. What's the most important element in defense during a witch's battle? Rather than trying to win, try not to lose. If accepting her means your defeat, then you definitely mustn't accept her. Making you accept witches. There is no longer any doubt that this is one of Beatrice's victory conditions. Now that I've announced that I'm your ally, I too will make as great as an effort as possible to lend you my power. Make an effort yourself as well. If you're still hugging your knees, quickly stand back up. In times like this, what did I used to say again? Go for it. Yay. Nipa. I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means. It's so embarrassing doing this. I've done this much for you, so quickly stand back up. I see. Thanks for the pep talk. Oh. Ah, there you are. I wonder where Burns shrank off to. Could you be any more lame? Even so, just like usual, the pieces Burn chooses are pretty shabby. It's the same with chess, right? If all of your pieces were pawns, you'd have zero chance to win, right? If all of your pieces were rooks and bishops, you definitely wouldn't lose. Well, last time, right when I felt just a little pity and said she could start with her pieces anywhere she wanted, then without taking notice of my compassion, started with all of her pawns on my side of the board. What's up with that? That wasn't a loss or anything. Just remembering it makes me queasy. Because of that, I won't be able to rest until I see Burns' speechless face. And since Burns' piece fucked up so bad, I'm feeling just great. Plus, she may not look it, but that girl really hates to lose. So, but she's also more grinding her teeth and crying her eyes out right now. That's totally lame. Come on with me. I said laugh. Oh, wait a sec. Are you still hugging your knees? You're already like this just because Beto got a little serious. Could you be any more pathetic? That's so pathetic. I'll help you just a little bit. I, the great Lady Lambda Delta, the Witch of Certainty, and the strongest in the universe, will bring your hopelessly low chances of winning just a little bit closer to certainty. You know, Beatrice may really be a cruel and powerful witch, but she's no match for me. Why? Because she's so soft. Though she'll set up the board in a way that'll let her win with just a few more moves, she'll intentionally avoid cornering you. She'll do things like take worthless pieces and place excess pieces on the board to make things more one-sided. Simply put, she's got the bad habit of playing around as soon as she thinks she's won. Almost all the various attacks that hurt you and Burn look like utter waste and overkill to me. In other words, she's got a weakness and you've got a chance. See? She's an opponent to be afraid of, right? She sometimes mistakes her means for her ends. And she has too much dark fun. Sometimes that even ends up creating and exposing her own weak points. For a super powerful witch like me, it's hard to understand why she's able to act so tough. Why she lowers her own chances of winning. But, well, because of that, a witch like Burn, who likes to thoroughly read her opponent, has a really bad affinity with her. Because reading her doesn't work. It's easy for Burn to read and handle a straightforward and honest type like me. Annoyingly enough. Still, a super firepower type like me can flat out beat up a light wide-range barrage type like Beatrice, so it's kind of like rock, paper, scissors. If I'm paper, Beto is rock, which means Burn is scissors. Well, maybe that doesn't matter. Even though my paper loses to Burn's scissors. If I was a sheet of super paper, which is way more awesome than normal paper, I could beat even scissors, right? Basically, I, Lady Lambda Delta, and super paper. Oh. Interesting. It looks like you've regained a bit of your colour. That Beto, she's having fun torturing some piece called Rosa. At a glance, you'd think she's really has nasty tastes, right? Wrong. She's just killing time, hoping that you'll stand back up and return. To move Am I Battler? Am I Battler right now? Is Lambda Delta giving a pep talk to Battler? Are we Battler? I thought it was just, talking to the player character, but... She's just killing time, hoping that you'll stand back up and return. And to move to fire up your righteous indignation by intentionally doing something detestable. Ah, man, I hate kids like that. Anyway, I'll head on back. Don't tell anyone about me helping you out just a little bit. I mean, it's not like I helped you because I wanted to save you, okay? I, the strongest witch in the universe, had my throne stolen away when I lost to Burn. So I've got to take that throne back from her. But if she loses to Beto here, then it's Beto who gets the position of strongest next, right? Well, it's not like I'm complaining. It'd be easier to steal the throne back from Beto, but then I wouldn't be satisfied, you see? I will defeat Burn, and I'll take back my position as the strongest. It's not like I'm really helping you, okay? I won't forgive you if you make Burn cry. This is all very interesting stuff. That was a good one. That was a good one. I enjoyed that. Now we got a Lambda Delta to deal with, too. Oh, I am super paper. Complete the second hidden tea party. And then the lock for the new episode. And then some new stuff over. Oh, we changed! I like that. I can only wonder what this means. This looks like a different house from the mansion. See, what new stuff did we get? Oh! Okay, we got those back. But hold on. I wasn't expecting to see that. Okay. Tips. So, golden butterfly brooch. So that's nothing different here. Oh, it's the thing that she gave to Shannon. The object arranges all fate variables in favorable manner to form a relationship between the sexes. This leads to nothing more than a favorable arrangement of variables, so its strength differs widely depending on the individuals in question. Hence, which bestowing such an item must make quite sure beforehand that the receiver will be able to use it effectively, or she risks being called a liar. The activation cost is enormous, so it's no more useful to the average person than an ordinary brooch. However, blind love is easily capable of paying this enormous price, and if the target of the receiver's affection feels affection in return, the brooch's effect increases even more dramatically. Ironically, the more dramatic its effect becomes, the less one would need such a brooch in the first place. Huh. Okay. I'm so curious about this. So, read this. Has her execution one changed? Can't execute her. Okay. Can't execute. Oh, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory. Advanced level furniture created by Beatrice. They can sometimes act by their own will, but they cannot disobey the orders of their master. They are quite powerful while in their human forms, but when they return to their true forms as the Seven Stakes of Purgatory and fly at the enemy at high speeds, they display their true terrifying potential. Beelzebub is the sixth sister. She's a true gourmet. She'd use any ingredients to make a good meal, even her own body. Oh. So this is Beelzebub. What did they do to her hair? Oh, whoa! Why did you show up? Hello? This is Belphegor. She's sensible and reliable. Because of this, she corrupts her masters. Okay, you're new. Oh, no, how do I go back? Okay, this is Mamon. She's very greedy. When she decides she wants something, she will sacrifice anything and everything to get it. Asmodeus is the seventh sister. She's a girl at that age where they want a boyfriend. She'd give up her life for love. Belphegor. Beelzebub. Satan is the third sister. She's very quick to anger, however, she actually wants others to be angry at her. Interesting. Belphegor. Lucifer is the oldest sister. She's haughty and arrogant. However, she actually feels pleasure from submission. This should be the last one. Leviathan is the second sister. She's nothing but a crybaby who's jealous all the time. She'll do whatever it takes to get what she wants. Interesting. I think that was that everyone? Beelzebub. Smody. Okay, I think that's everyone. Okay, I can't execute or resurrect anyone here. An unfortunate young man whom Beatrice has taken a liking to. A human who inherited the black blood from Kinzo. The massive resistance to magical power Kinzo was born with was passed on to Battler. Ironically, it was this trait that made it so hard for Kinzo to succeed as a magician. A massive defensive power against magic can be, even by itself, decisive in a battle against a witch. Kinzo has begun to lose his power with age, but young Battler's power is still on the rise. Perhaps it's understandable that Beatrice tried to crush it as soon as possible. He is. little magician who has inherited the black blood from Kinzo. Like Kinzo, she was gifted with talent and began to tread the path of magician from a young age. However, her power is still weak, and she hasn't yet graduated from an apprentice's level. However, she is skilled with enchantments, which bestow magical power upon objects, and the magical items she creates are all master class. So, I should probably read this one. A self-taught human sorcerer, his natural talent and level of knowledge are nothing special, but when his nearly insane powers of concentration and dedication were transformed into magical power, he awakened as a great sorcerer. His power is at least great enough that he was able to summon Beatrice and form a contract with her. Though his power is great, it is also extremely limited. He specializes in summoning and barriers, so perhaps it is fitting to call him a summoner. Kinzo's earliest furniture, which he created to serve him and him alone with complete loyalty. Though it was Kinzo's first creation, he was made with the help of a high-class demon. So while there were several defects in his initial specifications, he conceals a great potential within himself. In the many years following that, he continued to mature and compensate for his many deficiencies, turning himself into a nearly flawless butler of furniture that he is now. He's approaching the limit of his service life, but the magical power he can unleash for an instant rivals Kinzo's. What are his defects? I wonder. Shannon is, in the truest sense, Kinzo's handmade furniture, which he created without borrowing the power of demons. Though there were a few problems with her initial specification, she was given a very rare and precious thing, a heart. It seems that, as a result of his long personal experience, Kinzo came to believe that the power created by the heart contained within a strong magic. In the lengthy span of time following that, she began to mature, becoming exceptionally skilled with the powers of a protective or repulsive nature, such as magical barriers. Because of this, in the realm of barriers alone, she possesses immense magician-class power. So far, he is the last furniture created by Kinzo. Making use of all his previous experience, Kinzo managed to implement a set of flawless specs. Cannon was also given a heart, but it was much weaker than Shannon's. Perhaps because Kinzo felt a sense of approaching personal danger related to his fortune as he neared the end of his life, he bestowed Cannon with the rare power to fight and protect. However, he hasn't matured very far and is unable to properly control his own power and speed. So this means these three aren't... They actually aren't human. That opens up a lot of implications. Huh. What was changed? Oh, her little outfit. Oh, I don't really want to see this one, but... And he has the audacity to do this fuck-ass pose. Okay. God, I can't wait to start episode 3, guys. Ooh, I'll see you all next time with that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!